This is Valley News Live on KVLY. Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
We begin our news with breaking news tonight. Authorities can't say it enough. Do not burn anything outside right now until conditions get better. Thanks for joining us. Krista has the night off. They say conditions are way too dry. Even a spark can start a fire, and it can grow quickly. A statewide burn ban is still in effect in North Dakota, and right now crews are on the scene of a fire in northern Cass County that spread from 1 acre to more than 100 near Galesburg. That's where we find Valley News Team's Christina Craig with the very latest on this fire. Christina?
Thanks, Steph. You could still see some of the flames and smoke that remain right behind me. It all started when Cass County Sheriff's Office got a call this afternoon around 3:30 of 2 grass fires burning. Now, this is a farmer who ignited a fire on 2 different locations of his property to burn leaves and other crop rubbish. Both fires started off on 1 acre, and that quickly spread to 100 acres on both locations. Now, fire crews have smothered most of the flames, and deputies say a burn ban is in place and nobody should be lighting a fire throughout all of Cass County. I'm Christina Craig reporting live in Page. Steph, back to you.
All right, thanks so much. Now, right now, deputies say they have filed a report, but no charges have been filed at this time. The governor's statewide burn ban included controlled burn bans as well. It is in effect until April 30th, and Clay County is advising no burning until conditions green up over there as well. Fire officials tell us here's a good rule of thumb. Don't burn anything until things green up. That's when things are a lot more resistant to burning. And although our weather out there, it couldn't be better for just enjoying a time outdoors. We're badly needing some rain relief for these dangerously dry conditions. Let's see when we'll get it with meteorologist Lisa Green. Lisa?
Thank you, Stephanie. We will be seeing some help starting as early as this evening, with rain starting to push into parts of the valley over toward the James River Valley area and up toward Devil's Lake. Some returns, some very light returns showing up there. It's very dry, though, so it's going to take a little bit for the atmosphere to saturate for it to reach the ground. But just beyond our viewing area, there are several places where we're seeing decent rain showers, even some thunder showers in southern Minnesota. And this whole system lifting from southwest to northeast for tonight. And this is going to help to bring us some rain. How much? Right now, it looks like just about everybody has a shot at seeing a little bit of rain, but there are going to be places that have a better chance. Right now, it looks like Southern Valley and over into Lakes Country with anywhere from a ½ an inch in the green areas up to maybe 1 inch or more in a couple of lucky pockets that see this rain. And when I return, we'll be talking about the timing of this and if we can expect any more in the extended forecast as well.
It's badly, badly needed everywhere.
Badly needed, and I'm glad to see that our forecast has continued to stay in that rainy side. The models have been our friend this time around.
They have.
Unfortunately, it's happening during the weekend, but I think most of us will take it when we can.
We can. All right. Thank you, Lisa.
You bet.
Well, fire in Clay County consumed 3 old barns last night. Fire crews responded to a fire on 100th Avenue North in the northern part of the county. It was originally reported as a house and barn fire, but a Clay County sheriff says it didn't touch the home. The sheriff says it may have started from a controlled burn. Ulen and Hitterdal Fire Department say the cause of the fire is unknown at this time. Well, the massive grass fire near Warroad, Minnesota is now about 60% contained as of this morning. The fire began on Wednesday and it destroyed around 4,700 acres of the Beltrami Island State Forest. Right now, there's no significant fire growth in the area, despite today's strong winds. The Minnesota DNR has also closed several roads in that area. Well, the Highway Patrol says a truck driven by a Miami, Florida man was the cause of a series of grass fires that shut down a big stretch of I-29 Wednesday afternoon just north of Grand Forks. Smoke reduced visibility and there were several car crashes, including a 10-vehicle wreck in which 8 people got hurt. KFGO is reporting the investigation determined pieces of hot coal were dropping from a conveyor system that was on a semi-trailer. A trooper spotted the truck near Grand Forks, and no charges have been filed against the driver right now. The truck, owned by a Chicago company, was headed to Wisconsin. A scary morning for a skydiver who is recovering from injuries after a hard landing at West Fargo's airport. West Fargo police say the skydiver suffered a back injury and was taken to a hospital. This all happened around 11:15 this morning. Skydive, it's a local skydiving club, will be conducting an internal investigation about this incident. It has not been released yet at this time if the man injured is a part of the club. West Fargo police will also conduct their own investigation. A 21-year-old man is injured after his SUV flipped on I-94 early this morning in Minnesota. The rollover happened shortly after 3:30 when the driver was heading eastbound on I-94. That was near the Barnesville exit. The man lost control, went into the median and rolled before going across the westbound lanes and landing in the ditch. Minnesota State Patrol says the driver, Adam Gary of Barnesville, was under the influence of alcohol when he lost control of his vehicle. The blood alcohol content of Gary has not been released at this time, and his injuries were non-life-threatening. The city of Breckenridge, Minnesota is asking everyone there to not use water if possible for now. That's after a water main break there last night. Authorities say they believe it happened around 11 p.m. The break was contained just to the 4th Street and Andrews area. Water is still safe to use. However, the city is asking, please conserve for now. 1 in 10 babies in North Dakota will be born premature. That's why March of Dimes wants to bring awareness to this issue and help support those families. March for Dimes is one of the ways to do that, and the March for Babies event was today. More than 800 people came out to Shields to walk for loved ones. The goal, raise more than $100,000. And organizers say all the money stays local and that it's not just people directly affected who support this group.
A lot of people that walk, not necessarily because they had a baby that was maybe born premature or spent time in the NICU, but because they recognize how fortunate they are to have a baby that was born healthy.
All the proceeds go to research, prenatal wellness programs, and NICU family support programs in the state of North Dakota. When the doors opened to a very unique shop in downtown Fargo this morning, crowds poured in. This is called the Northern Folk Pop-Up Shop. It's pretty cool. It's a first of its kind. American-made pop-up shop at Etche Art Gallery in Fargo. 12 vendors are there and Drecker's Craft Beer and Coffee Bar. There's always a little something for every shopper. It's an effort to try to bring American-made products to people. This journey has been a risk for the event organizer as well. He says he put in nearly $2,000 from his own pocket, all to make this happen.
We really had no idea if anybody would show up. So this is an idea that's kind of been brewing for a number of months. And we've invested a good amount of our time and efforts and dollars into it with no promise of any return of any type.
The event organizer is calling today a success if he breaks even, and he's looking to open a permanent shop in the downtown area in the future. Doors close tonight at 8. There's still time to go. Well, the loss of Lieutenant Jeff Scusa and reported low morale in the Fargo force brought several women together to create a first North Dakota auxiliary group for police women. Now, spouses of Fargo police officers were sworn in today at the Copper Event Center. 26 members are part of the group. It's one of the first in North Dakota and the only in the area. The goal is to reach out to families of law enforcement in times of need.
Well, I think it's a positive thing. We all are looking for the same thing. We all want to support each other. We all want to be a family.
Now, the group consists of spouses of Fargo police officers, but the organization plans to reach out to others in Cass County and West Fargo as well. Do you want to stay up to date on all the breaking news and weather alerts wherever you go? You can now sign up for Valley News Live text alerts. Just head to our website, valleynewslive.com, and click on the text alerts button for all the details. 20 years after a horrific bombing, survivors are doing their best to push forward. Later on Valley News Live at 6, one family finds forgiveness while struggling with loss.
And a storm system making its way through the center of the country, bringing severe weather to the Central Plains and welcome rain right here for us in the valley. All details right after this break.